Do you want to see a magic trick? Do you want to watch something just disappear? Well then, let's just do some destructive vinegar. You're first going to need a glass, some vinegar, and eggshells. So right here, as you can tell, I'm using a bowl, and I'm going to place some dried eggshells you're saved after making some scrambled eggs or after you're baking something. And then I'm just going to place them in this bowl. As you can tell, I only placed 4 eggshells in the bowl, and then I'm going to pour some vinegar. Right, this is going to be white vinegar that I'm using, and on the bottle it does say it is 4% acidic. And so once you're done filling the bowl, all you have to do is just wait 12 hours and the eggshells will disappear. And the reason the eggshells are going to disappear is because it's a chemical reaction. And the chemical reaction is going to be CaCO3 plus 2HCO2 H3O2 aqueous. And this is going to react, and it's going to make CaC2H3O2 all over 2. And it's going to be aqueous, and it's going to also produce H2O, which is a liquid, and CO2, and that's going to be a gas. Now remember, the CaCO3 and the 2HCO2 H3O2 are going to be the reactants because it's at the beginning of the reaction, and the CaC2H3O2 and the H2O and CO2 are going to be the products because it's at the end of the reaction. Now, this calcium carbonate are going to represent the eggshells, and you can tell because it's a solid, and eggshells are solids. And then the acetic acid is going to represent the vinegar because there's going to be at least 4% acetic acid in vinegar, and that's what's going to react with the calcium carbonate. And that's what's also going to produce the calcium combined with the acetic acid and also produce H2O and CO2. Now, you can tell that CO2 gas is being produced because you will be able to see little bubbles form around the eggshells. And those little bubbles are going to be filled with CO2 gas. And that's all. This also represents a signal to show that a reaction is occurring, which is good. That's what we want. We want a reaction to occur. Now, this reaction is going to be a double displacement reaction. And what that means is that there's going to be 2 things that are going to be switched. And these 2 things are going to be the Ca, the calcium is going to react with the C2H3O2, and the CO3 is going to react with the hydrogen. And then remember, when that CO3 is reacting with the hydrogen, that's actually going to break apart, and that's what's going to produce the H2O and the CO2. So here are just some videos or pictures of the eggshells. And all these pictures are going to be in a course of 12 hours. So it does take a while for these eggshells to break down and disappear. It is definitely a very slow reaction, but a cool one at the same time. looking at that last picture, you can tell that the eggshells has disappeared. And there you go. There is a fabulous magic trick that uses destructive vinegar.